Hi, I'm Lesley, and I have a devotional for you tonight on God and relationships. We've got 3 passages from the Bible that we'll draw from. The first one is Psalm 42, a passage in which the poet is dealing with oppression. He feels downcast and forgotten and longs for God. The second passage is Exodus 18, 1 through 12. This is where Moses gets his family back. He's reunited with his father-in-law, his wife, and his sons after God delivered the Israelites from the Egyptians. The third passage is Philippians 1, 3 to 14. While in prison, Paul writes to his dear Philippian friends and prays that their love will overflow. He's enjoying them still, even while in prison. And while reading these 3 passages, I imagined the relationships involved. The relationships with God, the relationships with ourselves, and of course with others. So what kind of relationship does God model for us? It's unconditional love, of course. Loving us no matter what our choices are. Jesus listened to people. He treated people, men, women, and children, with love and respect, no matter what their choices were. He even took breaks, and he encouraged his friends to take breaks. Now, I want you to imagine something very different. Just imagine. You're spending the day with a good friend, and you have great plans for the day together until you make a big mistake. And this mistake that you made really throws a wrench in your plans. And you turn to your friend, and your friend says, "What were you thinking? How could you do this? You messed it up. You always mess things up." And your friend continues to actually keep bringing up past failures and tell you you're not trying hard enough, you haven't accomplished enough. And on top of all that, your friend says, "And you need to work on being kinder to others." How do you feel right now? What's your state of mind? Do you feel equipped to be kind to somebody else genuinely in this moment? Personally, after all that, I feel grumpy, grouchy, and kind of rude. Now, imagine that after you make that mistake, your friend says, "Hey, no biggie. Let's try again, like any good scientist would, and let's try something different to adapt to our new circumstance." Your friend says, "This is our adventure. We got this." Okay, so really though, who do you spend the most time with? This friend was pretend, but who do you spend the most time with? Think about it for a minute. Who do I spend the most time with? Well, it's myself. I'm willing to bet you spend the most time with yourself too. Something like 24/7. So the point is, there is one. We do get to choose which voice we use inside these amazing minds that God designed for us. God lets us decide what habits we foster as we talk to ourselves. That daily decision greatly affects how we treat others. I'd like to suggest that offering ourselves respect and love and rest actually helps us to serve others as Jesus did. So let's talk about relationships with others. And I've got something dangerous to show you. What do you think when you see this? I think, hey, watch out, because what feels good is not always smart, right? There are a lot of times when we really need to do the right thing even though it doesn't feel good, right? So, but when it comes to relationships, it seems like God nailed this one, because loving unconditionally, it really does feel good. Choosing to love people anyway, it feels good when we do it. And it helps us be healthy, our minds and our bodies, and it helps us to serve. So, to be clear, I am not suggesting that we ignore bad feelings or ignore conflict. We definitely want to be kind to ourselves as we process those things. And at the same time, we can choose to feel love and respect for others even while we disagree with their choices. This allows us to enjoy a gift from God, appreciating somebody for who they really are, not who we want them to be. Realizing what are those things that really make them special, and thinking about that. So, and remember, Jesus died for us while we were still making bad choices, right? Friends, all three authors from today's readings were in difficult times: oppression, upheaval, imprisonment. And we're in no easy situation ourselves. This is a weird time. It's challenging for most of us, right? So I'm going to suggest that we try to find joy in our relationships with God, with ourselves, with others, and just like the authors did. And so by doing that, we can spread the steadfast love and wisdom of God. So I have a short exercise for us to help us with that. So humor me here. We're going to read this together. This is going to be read as a message from God to you, okay? You are amazing just the way you are right now. This is from God to you. You're God's workmanship. Oops, fingers over the words. You are worthy of love, respect, and a resty break, no matter what. So just one more time. I want to read it, but this time, go ahead and read it in the first person. Use the word I instead of you, okay? I. Ready? I am amazing the way I am right now. I am God's workmanship. I am worthy of love, respect, and a resty break, no matter what. So that's all I have for you today. But I would like to challenge you when you sign off here to take a deep breath and think of somebody you could maybe enjoy a little bit more today. And then take his or her name and insert it where the you goes, okay? And read it one last time. Thanks, guys. May God bless you and keep you.